Electivire, stand by for battle!
Hi, my name's Professor Silver, and you're watching Pokemon Explained, where we focus on the narrative arcs of all our favorite characters from the Pokemon anime. In today's class, we'll break down the complete history of Paul's Electivire, detailing all its battles, storylines, and character development. Paul caught Electivire as an Elekid sometime before their debut in 2 degrees of separation. Since Paul competed in the Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn League before meeting Ash and Sinnoh, it's possible Elekid came from any of the 4 regions. Despite its only being a baby Pokemon, Paul saw incredible potential in Elekid, often let it travel outside its Pokeball, and used it to help him catch a Ninjask. In When Pokemon Worlds Collide, Elekid's explosive use of Thunder against a flock of Starly led to the first meeting between Paul and Ash. The two butted heads as Paul thought weak Pokemon, like 2 of the 3 Starlies he had just captured, to be unworthy of his time or care. Ash believed all Pokemon special if given proper training and considered Paul's obsession with strength alone to be incredibly disrespectful to a Pokemon's feelings. Despite their differences, Paul challenged Ash to a 3-on-3 so he could test his skill as a trainer. Because Paul's Starly won the first round and Chimchar lost the second, the victor of the match rested on Elekid's non-existent shoulders. Whilst battling Pikachu, Elekid absorbed Thunderbolt, retaliated with Thunder, blocked Volt Tackle with Protect, and traded Brick Break for Iron Tail. Pikachu briefly gained the upper hand by rotating its tail, but Elekid struck it with Brick Break at the last second, causing the match to end in a draw. After the battle, Paul's harsh criticism of Chimchar and release of Starly both enraged Ash and sparked an intense rivalry between the two trainers. The two rivals crossed paths a second time in Shapes of Things to Come, where Ash watched Paul battle Rock-type gym leader Rourke. Elekid obliterated Rourke's Geodude with a single Brick Break, but struggled immensely against his Onix. The Rock Snake dodged Brick Break, weakened Protect with Slam, broke through Elekid's defenses with Double Edge, laid down Stealth Rock, and did massive damage with another Slam. Elekid's static ability paralyzed Onix after it made physical contact, but Onix fought through the paralysis with Double Edge. Even though Elekid stopped Onix in its tracks with Brick Break, Paul thought it needed to rest and exchanged it for Chimchar. After Chimchar beat Onix and lost to Cranidos, Elekid returned to the battlefield as Paul's last chance for victory. Upon its return, Elekid tanked Stealth Rock, dodged Flamethrower, left a serious leg injury with Brick Break, and activated Static. Cranidos activated Mold Breaker and resisted paralysis, but Elekid intercepted Zen Headbutt due to the fossil's reduced mobility. As the battle wound down, Elekid withstood Flamethrower, overcame Zen Headbutt, and pushed through another Flamethrower with Brick Break to win both the battle and the Coal Badge. Elekid spent the next 30 episodes training with Paul and helping Chimchar control its Blaze ability. While a flashback in Tears for Fears revealed Chimchar once beat Elekid during one of their training sessions, Elekid never lost Paul's trust or faith in its abilities. Elekid appeared again during Hearthome City's tag battle competition where Paul got matched with Ash as his partner. Paul wanted nothing to do with Ash and only entered the tournament to strengthen his team, so Pikachu extended an olive branch by trying to befriend Elekid, proving itself a devious little trickster. Elekid feigned innocence, rudely pushed Pikachu into Ash, and chuckled at their misery. Later on in the first round, Chimchar disappointed Paul, so Elekid and his other Pokemon viciously attacked it to better hone its abilities. Much like Paul's other Pokemon, Elekid didn't think twice about the damage it inflicted, care that Paul released Chimchar, or mind that Ash later captured it. During the Hearthome Finals, Elekid and Chimchar fought against Don's Buizel and Conway's Heracross. Since Paul refused to coordinate with Ash, they initially struggled immensely. It wasn't until Heracross blocked Elekid's Thunder Punch that the tides finally changed. Elekid grew so angry at its lack of success that it evolved into Electabuzz. Completely upending Conway's planning, Chimchar incinerated Heracross, while Electabuzz electrocuted Buizel. When the smoke settled from the attacks, Heracross and Buizel fell in defeat, making Paul and Ash the tournament's victors. Following the competition's end, Electabuzz helped clear a gang of Gligar and helped Paul catch a Gliscor in riding the Winds of Change. Electabuzz then went to train with Paul's brother Reggie, while Paul rotated a different Pokemon onto his team. While there, Electabuzz bullied Pikachu and Piplup, but softened its brutish attitude upon being struck by Maylene's Lucario and getting scolded by Reggie. Electabuzz initially thought little of Ash, but warmed to his unorthodox training methods after seeing him teach Staravia Brave Bird. In Enter Galactic, Electabuzz settled its feud with Pikachu while fighting off a swarm of Golbats. After saving each other from Shadow Ball attacks, Electabuzz and Pikachu fought back-to-back to defeat all the Golbat and combine their powers to thwart Team Galactic's evil plans. Upon returning to Paul, Electabuzz helped helped defeat Crasher Wake's water types at the Pastoria Gym, battled a wild Drapion Paul intended to capture, and maintained a friendly rivalry with Pikachu. In a pyramiding rage, Electabuzz battled Frontier Brain Brandon's Regirock and landed a powerful Brick Break, but got overwhelmed by Stone Edge and beaten by Hyper Beam. After getting blown out by Brandon, Paul spent 10 days training for a full battle against Ash, which took place over the episodes Pedal to the Metal and Evolving Strategies. During the battle, Electabuzz served as support to the rest of Paul's team by setting up Light Screen to halve the damage they took from special attacks. It wasn't until Chimchar evolved that Electabuzz finally went on the offense. Before battling, Electabuzz exchanged a brief smile with Monferno, showing it considered the playful Pokemon a worthy rival. Monferno's massive upgrade in speed took Electabuzz by surprise, but it quickly recovered, countered with Thunder, and protected itself from Flame Wheel. Despite the comeback, Monferno dodged Thunder Punch, landed Dig, and broke through Thunder with his counter shield. Refusing to be outshone, Electabuzz protected itself from Monferno's continued assault and paralyzed it with Thunder. Monferno overcame the paralysis and launched Mach Punch, but Electabuzz narrowly triumphed with Thunder Punch, winning Paul the battle. Following the match, Paul earned the rest of the badges necessary to enter the Sinnoh League, met up with Ash in fighting Ire with Fire, and used Electabuzz to protect Pikachu from getting crushed to death. Right as the force field broke and Paul screamed in despair, Monferno leapt to Electabuzz's defense, evolved into Infernape, exchanged a sly smile with its old ally, and saved it from an untimely demise. To catch up to Infernape, Electabuzz trained intensely and evolved into Electivire sometime before Paul battled Barry in the 3rd round of the Sinnoh League in casting a Paul on Barry. Whilst battling Empoleon, Electivire took damage from spikes, blocked Hyper Beam, cornered Empoleon with Thunder Punch, pummeled it with Giga Impact, and sent it flying with Thunder Punch. Empoleon supercharged its abilities by activating Torrent, but Electivire protected itself from Hydro Cannon and won with Thunder. Soon after beating Barry, Paul faced Ash in the league's quarterfinals. In battling a Thaw in Relations, Electivire fought as Paul's last remaining Pokemon. Even though Ash had 3 Pokemon left, all had taken major damage earlier in the match, giving Electivire a slight advantage. Electivire started off strong, using Thunder to pelt Gliscor with stones and finish it off. Electivire replicated its Thunder-induced Stone Edge against Pikachu, but Pikachu hopped atop the stones using Quick Attack and delivered a powerful blow instead. In retaliation, Electivire trapped Pikachu within its tails and slammed it into the ground. After withstanding the blow thanks to its tail, Pikachu intercepted Brick Break with Quick Attack. Ash then had Pikachu use Volt Tackle, even though he knew Electivire would activate Motor Drive, absorb the electricity, and gain a massive boost in speed. Pikachu only used the attack to get up close and launch a last-ditch effort with Iron Tail. Rather than tie like in their first battle, Electivire blocked with Thunder Punch and emerged victorious with Brick Break. With each trainer down to their last Pokemon, Electivire then battled an exhausted and poisoned Infernape. After trading punches with Infernape, Electivire protected itself from Flamethrower, missed Thunder, and took massive damage from a super effective Dig. Determined to win, Electivire chopped through Flamethrower and entered a furious bout of close combat with Infernape. They exchanged numerous blows, but Electivire took the lead by intercepting Mach Punch and electrocuting Infernape until it fell to the ground. The referee tried to declare Paul the winner, but Electivire stopped him from calling the match and demanded he wait for Infernape to regain its footing. While Electivire encouraged Infernape to keep fighting, Paul called the fire type pathetic. The insult backfired as Infernape used it as motivation to supercharge its strength with Blaze and lay down the most poetic beatdown the Pokemon anime has ever seen. More powerful than ever before, Infernape overwhelmed Thunder with Flamethrower, sent Electivire flying with Mach Punch, and countered its Thunder Punch with a Flare Blitz so deadly it nearly destroyed the stadium. Electivire withstood the assault just long enough to exchange a terse smile with Infernape, signifying its pride in all Infernape had accomplished. Upon losing the match, Paul thanked Electivire for its effort, something he had never done before in the series. Accepting defeat with grace, Paul congratulated Ash for his victory, promised to battle him again someday, and left for Snow Point City so he could challenge Brandon to a rematch. Even though Paul lost, Sinnoh champion Cynthia thought the match so spectacular that she believed both he and Ash would soon enter the Champion League. While Paul's goal to be the strongest trainer makes him a perfect candidate for the World Coronation Series, only time will tell if he and Electivire will return in Pokemon Journeys. Electivire won against Paul's Ninjask, Rourke's Geodude, Rourke's Cranidos, Dawn's Buizel, Galactic Golbats, Ash's Monferno, Barry's Empoleon, Ash's Gliscor, and Ash's Pikachu. It lost to Paul's Chimchar, Brandon's Regirock, and Ash's Infernape. Its one and only tie was against Ash's Pikachu. Over the course of the series, Electivire used Thunder, Protect, Thunder Punch, Light Screen, Giga Impact, and Brick Break. Electivire and Paul made for two of the greatest rivals in the Pokemon series. While they debuted as aggressive jerks, both underwent major character growth as they learned to appreciate and respect the integrity of their rivals. The buildup of Paul and Electivire's incredible strength through the series made Infernape's emotional triumph in the Sinnoh League all the more satisfying. And with that, class is adjourned. I'll be back next week to cover a different character from the anime. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're never late to class. And for extra credit, like this video and let me know your thoughts on Paul's Electivire. Until next time, catch you later.